Have you ever saw a movie that is just structurally and competently made, but you just don't enjoy yourself? That's me with Birds of Prey. So let's talk about it. Birds of Prey, directed by Kathy Yan, stars Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, Mary Lindstedt, Journey Smollett-Bell, and Ewan McGregor. This movie's fine. I don't know a better way to say it. I know a lot of people dig it. I know a lot of people love it. I personally don't. I can see why a lot of people don't like it also, because it's kind of not great at the box office. Before I get into it, I can totally see why people like this movie. It has flair, it has color, it has style. But I think that's all it has. The story's basic as can be. Harley Quinn breaks up with the Joker, and because of this, she's fair game to all the criminals in Gotham. She crosses paths with Roman Sionis, also known as Black Mask, and she basically gets hunted down by Roman, and throughout the movie she meets other characters who also are either working for or trying to double cross Roman, such as Huntress, Black Canary, Cassandra Cain, Montoya, and it goes from there. Yeah, I didn't like this. I think it's fine. I think it has a nice use of color. I think it's a pretty looking movie. I think it has style. I think the action scenes are shot well, which isn't surprising because they were shot from the John Wick team. Which, if you know, they have the best action scenes in probably current film. I would say best action scenes outside of like The Raid and It Man. Those are the positives for me. And Margot is great as Quinn. I think because she's more focused in this than like say Suicide Squad. I think she becomes extremely annoying. I've always felt this way, even reading her books, that I don't think Harley Quinn as a character can stand on herself. Like the Harley Quinn cartoon, AC's streaming service is great. I love it. But even with that, you get her in like a half-hour increments. You don't have to deal with her for 2 hours. So you get her little spunky attitude, and then it's done. While in this, you get it for 2 hours, and to me personally, it kind of got a little annoying. I felt the same way with Deadpool. I felt the same way. I think he works in smaller increments, and as a side character, I think when you give these characters that have such strong personality, that can, let's be honest, both are annoying characters. I think when you give them so much screen time that they become the main focus, I think they kind of become a little grating. If you didn't know, this is told from Harley's perspective, and she openly speaks to the audience, which I found kind of odd. And this leads to my biggest complaint is when she's meeting the other characters like Black Canary and the Huntress and Cassandra Cain, they're not told in service of story. When you sit through Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time, all the characters that you meet, Gamora, Groot, Rocket, Star-Lord, and Drax, they all push the story forward. While in this, when you meet, say, Black Canary, Harley Quinn's like, wait, this is how it was actually told, and you basically rewatch the same scene that you just watched, but from Black Canary's perspective. And the film does this like 5 or 6 times, and it kind of puts the film to a halt, and you don't really get to know these characters. Like, Huntress's character is just, she's angry because of her backstory. And that's her whole character arc. When you do the whole Harley Quinn saying, this is actually what happened gimmick 4 or 5 times, it's like, you could have just told the story structurally without the fourth wall break, without the flashback, kind of per se, or the retelling of the same exact scene that you saw earlier in the movie, and it would have been just as fine. I think it would have been better that way, because Harley Quinn, I guess you could say, literally pausing the movie, doesn't add to it. It doesn't do anything. It just puts the film to a halt to show a scene that you already previously seen. And like I said, I don't think this is a bad movie by any means. It just didn't click with me. And I really don't understand why. Like, I didn't connect with any of the characters. There's no urgency in the movie. Right from the get-go, you basically know what's going to happen. There is no big twists or turns. It's just all standard superhero stuff, which is fine. Like, that's okay. But for me, you can have all the flair and color, but that's not going to get me invested into your film. And I think that's its biggest flaw. You don't get invested into these characters, especially since the film is called Birds of Prey. You really don't spend much time with them. Like, Huntress is in maybe 4 minutes of screen time. She's not in it a lot. Black Canary, not in it a lot. Montoya, not in it a lot. Now, Cassandra Cain is in it a lot, but she's nothing like her comic book counterpart. And I love Black Mask for the books, which is odd because he's such a low-tier villain. But I love Roman Sionis, and he's just... And in the books, he's threatening as all hell. Like, he's savage, he's brutal, but in this, they just turned him into, like, a flamboyant character, and I feel like he's played up for laughs more than anything, which I don't see Roman Sionis as that. Again, not my movie, so creator freedom. It's Kathy On's character, it's her movie now, she can do whatever she wants, and that's cool. Because if I got to make a comic book movie, I would totally change up some characters too. That's fine. But yeah, the humor just didn't click with me. I don't get why nothing really clicked with me. And I felt the same way with Shazam and Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Like, all these films are getting praised, and I'm just like, why? They all fall flat. But that's the goodness of opinions. And maybe I'll rewatch it one day and it'll click to why it just fell flat to me. I don't know why. I've been thinking about it for the past 2 days straight. But, like always, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.